What's going on, everyone? It's Greg back with some more MIR4. And one of the top requested videos I have is about a leveling guide. Everyone wants a leveling guide, and I've kind of been putting it off because, there's not a one size fits all leveling guide for everyone. You know, each class has like a unique aspect to them where some things work better than others. Also, I take the approach of combining leveling with farming. So a lot of times my leveling spot depends upon what I'm trying to farm at the time. So I'm going to try to go about this in stages. Let's start with level 1 through 40. So for level 1 through 40, my general approach to you, my general advice to you would be just follow along the main quest. And as you're following along the main quest, go ahead and do your requests and missions. So when I say missions and requests, like all these missions that you have to, that are single use missions, and even some of the repeatable sometimes, if you just, you need to go AFK for a while, run the repeatables and do them for all the maps that you can do. So go through the main quest some, then stop and do some requests or missions. Also, you're going to need to do your requests in the long run anyway. So before you get too far ahead, go ahead and knock out your requests for each of the maps. And it'll, once you get to your towers and conquests, it'll help you to, advance that. That is another key point. While you're leveling, you want to work on everything at the same time. Put a little effort into everything. So as you're doing requests and stuff, you'll get the materials to craft and farm and things like that. What I would suggest is early on in the 1 through 40 range, as you get started early, if you need to go do something, you're going to AFK, just AFK in one of the areas on the map. So if you look at the map, it shows you that the higher the hunting ground level, the better the rewards. So if you have like a red area or yellow area on the map, just go AFK in that area. As long as you can tank whatever is there, if you can kill that boss, then just sit there and AFK. That way you come back, you'll have gear and stuff. Like, you don't need to upgrade your gear early on. You'll just be able to craft up to the tier 4, and then once you're at tier 4, you upgrade it to +5. That's what I recommend for 1 through 40. So you're going to end up, I don't know where exactly you end up, the Demon Bull Temple, Bicheon Labyrinth and Demon Bull Temple. So if you absolutely want somewhere to AFK, generally the secret entrances or secret passages in the different maps or different labyrinths and in the valleys offer good areas to AFK, but they are danger areas and you can be PK'd in there. So keep that in mind. It all depends on the server. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else about 1 through 40. That's pretty much my advice there. You can also, secret passage in Bicheon Lab. Again, good spot, but you have a chance of getting PK'd. So keep that in mind. Now, once you hit 40 and you've done your requests, your missions and things like that, you're keeping up. Make sure you're keeping up with your power. Like, work on your constitution, your inner force. You get a lot of those materials from doing your requests and missions. So make sure you focus on that. You want to focus on everything all around. Do your codex when you can. Once you get conquest, you need to level your towers. The towers will tell you what you need to do for them. Just go ahead and do it. This should always be caught up to your main level. Conquest should always be at your level. As you can see, mine says I need to reach level 80. So I can't do anything again with the conquest until 80. So you always want to have that caught up. Doesn't mean you got to be dead on, but for the most part, be close. All that stuff is going to help your power, your training, your conquests. And let me see what else is in here. Codex will help some too, so make sure you keep up with that. Your skills, your spirits, all that good stuff. So once you're at 40, in general, you can fight mobs. You want to be able to fight mobs that are like 5 levels below you, so you can AFK. And you can go up to maybe like 10 levels below you, but 5 levels below you is pretty much ideal as long as you're able to tank it. If you're keeping up with your power and stuff, you should be able to get to that point. So even still, once you hit 40, I was AFK not in the lab. I'm about to say that looks a little low. I was AFKing in Bicheon Valley. So right here, these 35 level mobs in the secret passages, and then in 3F, same thing, secret passages. Once you can get there, you might have to level up a few times, but once you're 5 levels ahead, you should be able to do it. So that's a very good spot. And I stayed up there until at least 45. Now, if you have a hostile server and you're not able to do that, you can also go ahead and AFK in some of the main areas where they would have to go red to PK you. In general, in the valley, in labyrinths, you're going to get more experience. And of course, you got elite mobs in there as well. But you can also choose to farm common mobs. And I don't really know early on some of the best areas in this map. I don't really think there is anything in the common area that's that great. Just looking at it, yeah. So again, if you're having trouble in the valley, you could try the labyrinth secret passages as well. They also have secret passages. And once you get up to like 45 plus, you're gonna start thinking about moving to snake pit. So let me show you kind of what you're looking at here. So snake pit, you have, I never really AFK'd on the snake pit map, but you have level 40 to 45 mobs. My favorite spot, once you're high enough to do it, and you're just gonna have to test when you can, generally around 46, 45, 46, 47, somewhere up in there. In this top right hand corner of this map is, to me, ideal. And I say that because the combination of level and materials. So right now we're talking about from level like 45 to 50. So in this area, you have a higher concentration of mobs, and that's always what you're looking for: high concentration of mobs, decent experience, and good loot. The reason why I say good loot, you can get the it doesn't show it on here, but you get the blue horns for what is it, Constitution, and you also get the greater yang or greater yin, whatever the very top pill is, for inner force, and you get a lot of them. And while I got slightly less XP here than I did in the Bicheon Valley secret passages, I got a lot better loot in terms of stuff I needed. So I had stacked up on a lot of that and was able to upgrade for quite some time. So this is a very good place to AFK. Now, once you hit level 50 plus, you start looking at some of the other areas. Was it Death Gorge? Well, Death Gorge is still going to be kind of hard. So you can find yourself an area in like Viper Beast Plain. You have to look around for an area. Me personally, I couldn't find anything that quite hit the mark like the Snake Cave did. So I stayed there for quite some time. Then eventually I did farm in a few spots in the Death Gorge. This was when I was in the lower 50s. So lower 50s, again, still Snake Cave is still decent. But then I moved up to, Snake Pit, Death Gorge area. I found some spots in there. Again, nothing too special. Like, I do like to sit on a boss, and if you are able to, you should always sit on a boss to get the extra loot. So FK on a boss. So I would do that here in upper and lower Death Gorge. There is also Viper Beast Plain Elite. I did not spend too much time here because you go to Elite, the mobs have more HP. So I still found that Snake Pit was ideal. So let's say once you start hitting 55 plus, honestly, I'm telling you guys, you need to use your Magic Square tickets for XP. Earlier on, you know, if you're not trying to rush the game, that's fine. Use your tickets for, you know, other stuff. Maybe get up your magic stones and things like that. That's really a personal choice. If you're trying to go hardcore XP, you need to use your Magic Square tickets on experience. But that's also why you need to keep up with your towers and conquests, so you can unlock the extra ticket each day. Now, 55 plus for me, I really struggled to find a good area. I was still, you know, pinging around Death Gorge. Never really found a good spot. So I did most of my leveling in Magic Square, and you can pump out a lot in Magic Square at those levels. And especially once you're in Magic Square 2F and you can start working in multiple rooms, you have to watch out for it getting crowded. But so level like 55 to 60, definitely want to ping in more Magic Square. In terms of the next area you should be looking for is this Stone Hall. So once you get around 60, you can do some AFK in this room up here. Okay, so I think it's more around 65. So now we're in the 60. So in the 60 to 70 range, you want to do mostly in Magic Square. Then when you can do it, you can do this room. I also like the Mutant Mud Monster room. It's also a very good room to AFK in. Again, level 56. So this is more around 60. Abandoned Mine, you know, there's some decent spots. I say just look around and see what works for you. I don't have anything really to give you offhand for a video. I will say, like, I think it was, let me see, I do have something here. Let me check my notes on abandoned mine 2F or 3F. What's 3F? Yeah, 3F. I'm sorry. Once you're like around 65 plus, there's this room over here which is pretty decent. Nothing to write home about, but I'll tell you guys what, 65 to 70, I'm sitting in Magic Square. Magic Square is giving me the most XP. At that point, I was up in 3F, experience 1 or training 1. You do what you can handle. So you want to spend your time in the Magic Square. Very, very important. Now, another good area once you're getting up there for a combination of experience and loot is once you're in the low 60s, is this area right here, the Bicheon Labyrinth 4F. Now, this is a danger zone, so some servers you're not gonna be able to do this. On our server we can. I like to sit on one of these bosses all night. I get decent XP, a little bit less than I could get in some other areas, but I get some really good drops. I get some flower oil, I get the other pill, and I really like it over here. And I handle the mobs really well. It's a decent concentration. I usually try to sit on this boss, but it's kind of like a first come first serve thing. So someone's that room, I check this room, someone's in that room, I end up in the green room, which is kind of the worst spot to be, but it is what it is. If you're really focused on XP, then you go to maybe like one of these side rooms to the bosses. I can't remember which one it is, and you won't get a boss, but you'll get higher level mobs. So at 70 right now, I honestly spend a lot of time in here. This is not the primary place for experience. Again, there's some areas in the mines that I don't really have anything specific to tell you, but at this point, once you're up here, you need to find areas in the mines where the mobs work for you. They work in your favor depending on what class you are. Like sorcerers have it made easy. They level up very easily. They can grab a lot of mobs at one time. Warriors a little bit harder. You need to find like only melee mobs that you can get in close to, or that you can pull in close to you. So that's kind of what I have. Like, okay, I'm sorry, this is not like a solid, you need to go here and there. It's not that kind of game. You have to make some decisions that are good for yourself. Do you want more loot? You want more leveling? Like early on, if you don't want to go to Snake Cave yet because the XP is a little bit less, stay in Bicheon Valley Secret Passage, and you'll get the lower loot, but you'll get a little bit more experience. And again, for me, it was nominal. Like, extra % or 2 overnight or something like that. It wasn't a huge amount. So keep that in mind. You got to find the areas that are best for you. I do hope this guy helped you guys. I know it's not like a straight step by step. I'm trying to give you some general tips and things to look at. The common mobs are going to have the map on the map where they have like the green weapons instead of the rare weapons, or green armor instead of rare armor. Those are going to be your common mobs, the easier ones to take down. You want, for XP, you want to look in some of those areas and find high concentration areas of mobs and do a little bit of searching and find what's good for you. That's all I have right now because I'm at level 70, and like I said, right now I still like to AFK in the Bicheon Lab 4F because of the loot. I need the flower oil, and this is a place I can take the mobs out fairly quickly, and I'm getting a decent amount of experience. Not a great, I can do better, but it's working out for me right now. I'm going to be looking for some other areas, getting into Center Shire and Secret Mine. Probably Secret Mine more so than anything else because those mobs are right at the 5 level mark. So I need to be finding somewhere in here, and I will probably do some testing in there. The only thing is, again, I'm going to go back to loot with the horns and the other pills, but I am at the point where I actually need those. So I'm going to probably shift my time between the labyrinth and that area. Depending on, like, so if someone's in my room, I might switch over to the other area just for that night. And that's kind of my approach. I understand it's going to be different on each server depending on how hostile it is. So take all this information and put it to use. But I can tell you right now, your #1 spot for experience is going to be Magic Square. And then if you want to squeeze out a little bit more, you also get good experience in Secret Peak. And it would be better than your AFK spot. But it's not as ideal as Magic Square. But Secret Peak still good as well. You have to decide what's important to you, what you're trying to do at the time. I'm level 70, and when I hit level 70, I didn't really stop experience farming, etc. Or I didn't stop grinding. I basically slowed down a little bit, and I don't have grinding as my main focus. There was other things I wanted to try and test. I'm getting back into it. I will be spending some time in Magic Square this week, but I took a couple days break. I used tickets to farm some magic stones, farm some gold, or I mean farm some copper, things like that. Whatever I need to do at the time. So you got to make the best decision for yourself. I do hope this guide helped you guys. If it did, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on so you know when I throw out my quick tips and all these guides. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one.